In addition to what Daniel Horowitz has written, I want you to listen to this policy. More than 700,000 overstayed their visas in 2017. It's from the Washington Free Beacon. Around 700,000 people overstayed their temporary visas in fiscal 2017, according to a recently released estimate from the Department of Homeland Security. 600,000 of these individuals are suspected to have remained in the country, according to the DHS, while the other 100,000 or so simply departed after their visas expired. The 700,000 count represents a tiny fraction of the nearly 53 million people admitted to the United States in FY17. Did you know there were 53 million people admitted into the United States? Now, why should we give citizenship to these people? Why should we give a pathway to legalization to these people? You know, I ask this question all the time. The first issue we can address after the criminals and the rest are their asses are kicked out of here is the people who overstay their visas. They represent close to 45% of all the people who are here illegally. To get a visa to come to the United States, you need to make certain representations under penalty of perjury. You go to your own country's embassy or consulate or equivalent of the State Department. You get the paperwork there. You have to sign it. It has to be submitted to the United States. Same thing, has to be approved by our country. You're coming here on a visa. There's a slew of visas, all kinds of visas. Teaching visas, student visas, entertainment visas, art visas, this visa, that visa, farm worker visa, just a whole slew of them. And they're given out to people who are to be here temporarily with no expectation whatsoever that they will stay in the United States beyond the length of the approved visa. And so 700,000 of them overstay their visas in 1 year, adding to the list of illegal aliens. Now, they want you to believe everybody in here just happen to come here because they're escaping tyranny, or they're escaping this, or they're escaping that, or they're all 3 years old and they're crossing the border, and otherwise they'll be killed by the drug cartels. But of course, we can't build a wall for the drug cartels. But you know, the story goes on and on. Nearly half of the people here illegally came through the front door, through the visa program. Now, why do they get to stay? Their representations in their home country and in our country were lies. Knowing lies. This was done maliciously. It was done with intent. And they paint the picture of all these people here illegally as one form of people who are suffering, people who are running, people who are in need and so forth. When 45% of them come into this country through the front door without a wall and won't leave. They just disappear into the ether. Yes. But we all know why this happens. Because white privilege. And, of course, if you're concerned about it, then you're obviously a racist. But the real reason this happens is because they assume many of these people will eventually get amnesty, will eventually be legalized, will eventually become citizens. Their children will become citizens at birth. And hence, 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 will vote, of that population will vote Democrat. That's it. It's not that complicated. The Democrats don't do it because it's humane. I mean, if humanity were the issue, the Democrats would oppose abortion, but they don't. They campaign on it. And as the great Chelsea Clinton said, it's economically important to the country that we have abortions. Well, that women have abortions.